be more than human.
And welcome back to the channel. My name is Joseph Carroll. I write under the pen name J.R. Carroll. And today I thought we would talk about the reader's experience, and in particular, the energy that you get from a book being very hyped up, a new release. Um, Over the last 2 years, I have ramped up my reading. Um, it used to be that, I pick like one book series, and throughout the year, I'd read it from the Dresden Files, then it was The Witcher, then it was Expeditionary Force, then it was Dark Tower. Um, but over the last 2 years, I've really been, mixing a lot of books in and getting a few, um, you know, new releases. And and with me, like I said, I'm so far behind a lot of people, especially people on Booktube, um, that now I'm kind of rushing to make up all these backlog books. And there's a few series that I hope to catch up with by the end of the year, so that I can kind of uh, get in on the new books. And there is something to be said. It's like when you're reading it by yourself, there's nobody else really talking about it. Um, it's still very enjoyable. I've read some great books like that. But then you kind of have that level up when you have a group of people discussing it. As with like the Dresden Files, I've read through the Dresden Files all 4 or 5 times. But this year I've been doing discussions with people, and that's brought a whole new light to it. I'm catching things differently in the story because I guess because I'm really wanting to remember things and catch different things so I can bring it up in our discussions that we have here. Um, if you haven't jumped on any of my Dresden stuff, definitely do so, and we'll be having another big Dresden discussion at the end of October. But and then, so you go from that where if you're like in a read along, a reading group, a discussion group, it kind of makes the experience even better. Then you have the hype, right? You have the the book is coming out, especially if it has a big fan base. You you know there's just something about it. It's like there's like an energy that you can feed off of. um, and it's something you can kind of sense in the air. It's almost like as you're reading or listening to the book, there's something out there, like that thousands of people, possibly a million people, um, are listening, reading this story at the exact same time that you are. And it just kind of, and especially if you're a booktuber and you're trying to get the review out, it gives you something like, I don't know if you have a booktube channel as well, but it gives you that like feeling where you're like, oh, I want to soak this all in. I want to get this information out. I want to run through this book so I can tell everybody how great it was or how not so great it was. And me having all these backlog books, having over the last 2 months, I've actually got to experience that with the release of the Dresden novella, The Law, and then this week with Fairy Tale. Uh, Now, the novella, I am a Dresden diehard person, so I finished it in like half a day, and then I think I had like the first review. That was my goal, because I love Dresden. I'm all about it, so I was like, I want to be the first one to have the review out. And so, if you've watched that video, I was in my work truck because I was so excited and I wanted to get that review out. And sort of along the same lines with fairy tale. I wasn't the first, but I was one of the first people out there, and I was so excited and so hyped about this book, and it turned out to be better than I thought it would be. Now, one of my friends, Joanna, she just did a review of fairy tale, and she was talking about this, like, you know, kind of like this energy that you have as you're so excited, you know, to, you know, read this new book that everybody's reading. And then as reviews start trickling in, right, you'll get negative and positive reviews. And if you're watching those reviews while you're reading the book, you know, it can kind of dim that that hype. So it's, for me, I'm not really, if it's a new book, my preference is going to be I'm not watching any reviews until I finish the book. And then if I'm going to do a review, I'll put my own review out, and then I'll watch other people's reviews, because I want to, it's not that I'm worried about spoilers or anything, but I just want to be in that new feeling the whole way through. And I feel like, especially if you get any negative reviews, it'll kind of dim that for you. But let me know how you guys feel. I mean, do you feel some kind of weird, you know, energy around hype about new book release, especially if you're reading it like opening day or opening week? And tell me, does it dim your view on a book if you're currently reading it and you're seeing mixed reviews? Leave me a comment down. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not. Why wouldn't you be? This is an awesome channel. And I'll see you in the next one.